Hello and welcome to another edition of the podcast. What I wanted to bring was a series of short episodes that give you just one thing that you can get your teeth into, go away and practice in order to make a real noticeable difference in how you experience your day-to-day, right? And so often, even when we contemplate the idea of doing any personal development work, it feels overwhelming because we don't feel like we have the energy for it. We don't feel like we have the time for it. And it just feels like another thing on a never-ending to-do list that is just too hard with what we've got. Okay. And so when you are thinking about approaching that pre-contemplation phase of like, oh, I think I might have got some work to do, a really, really useful, helpful place to start is to start building up your tools that will give you the support that you need to do the work, right? Because when we are worried that it's going to be too much, and there's a good reason in there, our body will protect us by shutting us down and preventing us from taking those steps. And so in the sea in which I swim, we call these supports resources, okay? And so that is what I want to talk to you about today, your resources. So a resource is anything that allows you to feel a little bit more organized, a little bit more capable, a little bit more supported, okay? And resources can be internal resources, so things that come from you, or external resources, things that come from outside of you, okay? So those of you that have done any of my classes before, you will have experienced us doing some kind of orienting or containment. Okay, so orienting is when we orient to our space in a certain way, and containment is using the hands on the body. Okay, so they're really good examples of internal resources, how we use what we have to settle our systems and make ourselves feel a little bit better. Other great examples of internal resources might be memories that we have, or different practices that we engage with in order to feel better. And then external resources, I mean, really, like, the list is endless. It might be something like yoga or meditation or walking in nature or using another person to help co-regulate you. You know, if you have a partner, having a hug, touching a pet, smelling something, smelling fresh flowers, smelling coffee, smelling freshly baked bread. Like, there's no limits. It's just anything that you do that you just notice helps you feel a little bit more grounded, present, supported, organized, and here. Okay. And the reason why we start with our resources is because when stressful events happen to us in our lives, what determines whether we deal with that stress or whether that stress overwhelms us and becomes traumatic, or chronic stress or overwhelm, however you want to look at it, the determining factor of those things is the amount of resources that you have available at the time. So the more resources we have, the more able we are to deal with challenges without it overwhelming us. And so bolstering your resources, even if you aren't going to do this work, even if it's just for your normal life, right, is a really, really good idea. Other really obvious resources would be financial resources, time resources, like what can we do to put ourselves in the best possible position so we feel resourced, available, and ready to deal with whatever is in front of us. And so that is my task for you this week. That is the reflection for you. Like, go away, grab a pen and paper, write down your list of resources, and then just take time noticing in your day to day. Oh, do you know what? Actually, when I leave my house each morning, I always look at this one particular tree and I really like this tree. Okay, actually, that tree is a resource. When I look at that tree, I notice I feel a little bit more settled. You might have a religious practice. You know, in the morning, I start my day, I pray. I notice when I pray, I feel closer to whoever your person you're praying to is, right? And I feel a little bit more settled. I feel a little bit more organized. I feel a little bit more supported. I've got a little kid, so when I play with her, I just feel lighter. You know, when I orient to my surroundings, I feel more grounded. You know, I've got crystals in the background for those who are watching on YouTube. Maybe there's something like that that's like, okay, well, actually, when I have that in my space, I just feel a little bit of something that allows me to feel more supported. So go, make your list, notice, add to your list as you notice more things come in, and then intentionally, when you feel like you need a little bit of a boost, go and hunt out your resources. Like, have that list and go to it. You know, I'm feeling really bad today. What is it that's going to make me feel better? Okay, well, actually, the smell of freshly baked bread always does it for me, or this always makes me smile. This particular song, dancing to this particular song, really changes how I feel. Like, it's okay to do that stuff to resource and take care of yourself. So, make your list. If you would like to share it with me, please do. If you want some help with your list, because sometimes it's really quite hard to think about the stuff that's very normal to us in our day-to-day. Like, well, what actually is it in my day-to-day that is a resource? Like, just reach out, drop me an email. I'm happy to help. Yeah, go and resource yourself and notice what a difference it makes. All right, take care.